everybody, welcome to Just Upright. My name is Doc Jing Ruder. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I'm your foreign educated physical therapist guide to United States application. I hope you guys are doing great. So thank you again for all the subscribers. Thank you for all the viewers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing because it's really helping the channel to reach many more fellow foreign educated physical therapists. So you will be in mission with me, helping each other out to lessen the burden of this overwhelming, bloody process of U.S. application as a physical therapist. Okay? And if you need more help, I have master classes online. The link is down below. I can guide you through the step-by-step process. It's a 24/7 online class. And also there are, classes for how to do a physical therapy evaluation, daily notes, progress notes, discharge summaries, updated plan of care, and clinical practice, the techniques and the strategies that you can use to be a competent, highly respected physical therapist. All the links are down below under all Doc Jing's master classes, okay? So I've been making a series of videos about the different states requirements, and I've been getting a lot of requests for the state of Connecticut. So we're going to discuss today the state of Connecticut. So we are here on the website of Connecticut. So I just Googled it, Connecticut Board of Physical Therapy requirements for foreign educated physical therapists. Okay, and then it will take you to this website. They say here, before applying for licensure, please familiarize yourself with general licensing policies. So if you click on that general licensing policies, there's a lot here, okay? So we're just gonna break it down to the important information that is related to you, okay, as a foreign educated physical therapist, okay? So it says here the general policies and procedures for the fee. The fee that you're going to pay the Connecticut Board of Physical Therapy, they are not refundable, okay? So they cannot be refunded, non-transferable. So once you apply to Board of Physical Therapy, you cannot, and you change your mind, you cannot refund that anymore, okay? So the licenses are renewed annually during the licensee's month of birth. Renewal will be required in the first birth month that immediately follows the issuance of the licensure. So it's an annual. So some states it's actually biennial or every 2 years. Here in Connecticut is annually, okay? So another thing that's important here, down here below, any incomplete application which has remained inactive for 1 year will be destroyed. Okay, so it says here to activate the application process, a completely new application and fee will be required. All right, so for the next part of that general policies, applicants with criminal or disciplinary background. So if you have any, it just says here that they have the right to determine to give you the license, depending on the history that you have. Okay, so the department has the authority to deny licensure to an individual who has committed or been found guilty of committing a felony or an act which does not conform to the accepted standards of the profession. And they say here, there are many factors to consider, but it depends mainly on, but not limited to, the nature of the act and its relationship to the professional practice, the time frame in which the act was committed, and the extent of rehabilitation demonstrated by the applicant. So you will only have a problem with this if you have any, malpractice or any charges against you, against your license as a physical therapist. Otherwise, it's not a problem if you have a clean record, okay? So the status checks, it is the responsibility of the applicant to arrange for submission of all required documentation for a timely completion of the application. So meaning if you have the documents coming from your school, you have to coordinate that from the school. Your FCCPT, you have to coordinate that with FCCPT and be sure that they will submit it to Connecticut Board of Physical Therapy. So the very important thing, all documentation is required to be submitted, keyword, directly to the department from the source. It's either from your school, from the licensing authority from your country, or from FCCPT. No documentation will be accepted if submitted from the applicant, okay? And then you can check your status by logging online, because you have to create an account online under license status under online services. So you have to use your username and password to log in, okay? The determination for license issuance. So once you completed all the requirements, including the fee, the credentialing, you pass the NPTE. Suppose you're at the end of the application, okay? This is the license issuance. At such time as an application is complete, an eligibility determination will be made. This determination will be made within 3 to 4 weeks, and the applicant will be notified with regard to the determination. So it takes like wrap around 1 month, okay, for them to process your application, provided all your requirements have been submitted, including the fee, okay? Upon approval of the application, the licensee will receive email notification that will contain the license number and effective date, okay? So, 3-part licensing documents will be forwarded to the licensee's address of record during the 3rd week of the following month in which the license was issued. For example, licenses issued in September will be received during the 3rd week of October, okay? So there's a delay, okay, between the license issued and the receipt of the license, okay? So if you have applicants pending investigation in other state, the department is prohibited by the state law from issuing a license to any applicant who is subject of an unresolved complaint in other state, okay? Licensure requirements, it's subject to change based on their new legislation, new rules and regulation, or from new policies and procedures adopted by the department. So applicants must meet current licensure requirements, okay? And then examination for physical therapists, of course, you have to pass the NPTE, military training. If you're not a U.S. citizen and you're not a U.S. military, this does not apply to you, okay? Social Security number, so they say, according to Connecticut Board of Physical Therapy, requires individuals to disclose their Social Security numbers to inform those individuals whether the disclosure is mandatory or voluntary, and by what statutory or other authority number is requested and how it will be used. So pursuant to their rules and law, okay, Connecticut, it is mandatory to have Social Security number, and it is used in administration and collection of taxes, and it's also used for child support collection, okay? So they will only disclose the Social Security number to government entities, and it will not be released in general public. So one thing that you have to email Connecticut Board of Physical Therapy is, if you don't have Social Security number, can you still apply, okay? I would imagine this Social Security number is required before they can actually release your license. It is not clear here in their website that if it is required before you apply to Connecticut Board of Physical Therapy, okay? The prime source verification, again, this is just the reiteration that what they said, all supporting documents should be submitted directly to the office from the source and not from you to the Board of Physical Therapy. Okay? All right, so we're done with the general licensing policies. Now we're going specifically to foreign educated physical therapists, okay? So it says here applicants trained outside the US may qualify for licensure provided the applicant receives an acceptable credential evaluation from FCCPT, okay? They did not specify what coursework tool they want. Okay, some states specify is it coursework tool number 4, 5, or 6. Currently, it's coursework tool number 6. Currently, coursework tool number 6 dictates master's degree or TDPT degree. Okay, TOEFL or other English proficiency examination is not a requirement for licensure. So that is a good news. Okay. So you don't need to pass TOEFL before you can be licensed to Connecticut. But you have to remember, if you're not a U.S. immigrant, U.S. citizen, you need healthcare worker certificate. And healthcare worker certificate dictates that you pass TOEFL unless you are exempted from FCCPT because you graduated TDPT program from school here in the U.S. with, CAPT accredited entry level. Okay, so that is the only exception. And of course, the other exceptions are from other country, English-speaking countries. Okay, so TOEFL is not a requirement for licensure. Okay, so also they say recent graduates of physical therapy schools are eligible for temporary permit to practice under supervision. Okay, so these only pertain to recent graduates, okay, of physical therapy school. Okay, so if you want to know more about this temporary permit, you can click this link here. Okay, another requirement, so you have the credentialing process from FCCPT. TOEFL is not a requirement. And then, of course, you have to pass the NPTE. Okay, so these are for old requirements from previous batch in the 90s. So most of you will not be concerned about that. Okay, and then documents requirements. Applicants must arrange the submission of the following documents directly to this office from the source. So that's the key word. Okay, so FCCPT, Credential Evaluation from FCCPT. Okay, so as you can see, they are very clear that they are accepting FCCPT. They're not citing other credentialing agencies. Okay, just FCCPT. And then if you already passed the NPTE, your score should be forwarded by FSBPT to Board of PT in Connecticut. So you should have chosen Connecticut when you take the NPTE. If you didn't, then you have to request FSBPT for a score transfer and you have to pay for it, okay? If applicable, official verification form sent directly from each state licensing authority where a license or certification is or has ever been held, okay? So you have to contact the state, some charges for a fee, okay? And there is a verification form here, okay? So that is required if you have license from another state. A completed application with photograph and fee of $285. Okay, applications are only accepted online, so there's no paper mail-in application. So you have to apply online. You have to click this button and it will take you to making your own account. Okay, so you have to click to register here. Okay, to register. And it will take you to the process here of registering for an account, okay? Exam registration. So if you're going to register, you have to register through FSBPT online, okay? So exam registration is not done on the state. It is done on the FSBPT website. All right, guys, there you have it. Those are the requirements for Connecticut Board of Physical Therapy. So if just the highlight of some of the requirements. You have 1 year to complete the requirements, or else you have to apply again and pay another fee again. Their credentialing agency is FCCPT. They did not specify what coursework tool they are required from a foreign educated physical therapist. TOEFL is not a requirement for licensure, but it is a requirement for healthcare worker certificate unless you are exempted. And there is no jurisprudence examination for the state of Connecticut. And also, very important, you have to remember that the required documents must be submitted from the source directly to the Board of Physical Therapy in Connecticut. Okay, so from FCCPT, FSBPT. If you have other license from another state, license verification from another state or from your own country, from that licensing authority to Board of Physical Therapy in Connecticut. Okay, so if you have applied to Connecticut, you have tips, you have suggestions, please put your comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what state do you want me to make, and I'm making a list, checking it twice, and I'm trying to go through them based on your suggestion. Okay, so I have many more videos to make, but I'm listening to what you want me to make, what state you want me to cover, and I hope this is helpful for you. Please, again, don't forget to subscribe and share this video in any of your social media platform. Also like. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I wish you all the best with your application because you are really needed here in the US. Until the next video, stay blessed.